Hello everyone. Welcome to Rise Wise. How are you? Hope you are well. In this video we are going to talk about Ireland and its inventions that have changed the world. If you are new here, please like, share and subscribe to the channel. So let's move on. Ireland is an island in the North Atlantic. It is separated from Great Britain to its east by the North Channel, the Irish Sea, and St. George's Channel. Ireland is the second largest island of the British Isles, the third largest in Europe, and the 20th largest on Earth. Ireland capital is Dublin. Irish population is around 4.9 million. Ireland have good educations and health system compared to many other countries. In 1973 Ireland joined the European Economic Community along with the United Kingdom and Denmark. 28 countries have joined European Union so far out 44 countries in Europe. Minimum wage in Ireland is €10.20 in 2021. Just to let you know that if you compare Ireland to other wealthiest countries, in 2020 Ireland minimum wages were €1,656.20 per month, whereas UK had €1,598.69 and in Germany it was minimum €1,584 per month. In terms of GDP per capita, Ireland is ranked as one of the wealthiest countries in the OECD and the EU27, at 4th in the OECD 28 rankings. Why is Ireland so rich? Their low corporate tax rate is a large factor. A bunch of big American companies moved into Dublin since the 90s when they lowered the tax, and their GDP growth has been the fastest, or one of the fastest, for the EU the past 2 decades. Is Ireland richer than the UK? Yes. It has a per capita income almost 30% greater than the UK. Life expectancy in Ireland. According to Worldometer, Hong Kong is on top of the list. They live longer than anybody else in the world, 85 years on average. Ireland comes 18th on the list where they live 82 years on average. Do you want to know where India comes in this list? So, it comes on number 136. Women's live longer than men's. Wonder why? Because they give all the tensions to the men. Do not take it too seriously. Well, that was a joke. Irish inventions that have changed the world. Number 18. Steam turbine. Large-scale electricity power station would not be possible without the steam turbine invented by Charles Persons of Burcastle in 1980s, and still used in power stations. Without his turbine, we would not have been able to deliver widespread electricity and electrical appliances to everyone. Number 17. Radiotherapy. John Joly, a scientist from Coahuila, developed the first effective radiation treatment for cancer. A graduate of Trinity College, he later worked there as a lecturer and contributed several scientific papers to the Royal Dublin Society. Number 16. The binaural stethoscope. Now the first stethoscope was invented by a Frenchman, namely, René Laennec in 1819. However, it was an Irishman who would go on to improve the design and create the stethoscope that we know and love today. Arthur later took Laennec's designs and connected 2 earpieces to the listening cylinder with rubber tubes in 1851, and voila, the modern stethoscope was born. Number 15. Induction coil. Reverend Nicholas Callan was responsible for the induction coil. He wrapped 2 long wires around the end of an electromagnet. The ends of one wire were then connected to a battery. When he interrupted or inhibited the current from the battery, he got a spark from the end of the other unconnected coil. The induction coil was born. Cardinicians today still use his invention. Number 14. Guinness, the beer. Guinness is the most popular and successful export of Ireland. Arthur Guinness started brewing the best-selling alcoholic drink of all time in Leixlip, County Kildare, before moving to St. James's Gate Brewery. Arthur Guinness signed a 9,000-year contract in 1759, showing how confident he was in his alcoholic drink. Today, the alcoholic drink boasts over $2.6 billion sales. Number 13. Whiskey distilling apparatus. In 1830, Aeneas Coffey introduced the first heat exchange device in the world. This apparatus led to significant developments in distilling. Number 12. Guided missile. The guided missile was invented by Louis Brennan. It was used as a coastline defensive mechanism. Louis Brennan also invented the first helicopter. His prototype was launched in 1925, but it crashed and burned. Number 11. Ejector seat. It was Sir James Martin's invention that allowed pilots to eject from planes that moved at high speeds. The first live test of his ejector seat occurred in July 1946 and it was a success. An explosion blew away the cockpit and a second blast pushed the pilot out of the plane that allowed him to parachute to safety. Martin's idea was approved by the RAF and within a year, the whole RAF fleet had been installed with ejector seats. Number 10. Hypodermic syringe. The first subcutaneous injection in the world was performed by Francis Rind using a hypodermic syringe he made on his own. The Dublin doctor has been treating a patient who had been suffering from pain in her face for years. The woman was taking morphine pills, but not getting any result. Rind decided to put the morphine directly under the patient's skin and close to the nerves. He made an arrow tube and a trocar, a cutting implement. Rind created 4 puncture holes and the morphine poured through the tubes. Number 9. Flavored chips. Joseph Spud Murphy was the man behind crisps and Tato. Before his invention, the only flavor of crisp available was salt. After several experiments, he created 3 crisp flavors: salt and vinegar, cheese and onion and barbecue. His invention changed crisps and companies from different parts of the world have since replicated his work. Number 8. Submarine. John Philip Holland has changed the way deep-sea exploration could be conducted and the way war could be done at sea. Holland's first prototype sank on its very first voyage. In 1881, he launched Fenian Ram and it was a success. He won 3 competitions held by the U.S. Naval Department to design and construct submarines. After successful tests, the U.S. Navy bought its first submarine Holland 7 and continued to purchase 6 more. Number 7. Color photography. John Joly is certainly one of the most productive inventors of Ireland. He invented the milometer, a device used to measure the melting points of mineral. John Joly was also the one responsible for photometer and steam calorimeter. Photometer is used to measure light intensity and steam calorimeter was designed for measuring specific heats. He was also responsible for using radiation for treating cancer. However, his most popular invention would be color photography. In 1894, John Joly discovered a successful means of producing color photos from one plate. The viewing plate was marked with thin colored lines and the glass in the camera was placed in front of the photo. The photo could then be taken, making the process a lot simpler. Number 6. Modern tractor. Harry Ferguson invented the tractor's original Ferguson system in 1926. It has the same basic design for modern tractors used today. Known as the Mag Mechanic, Ferguson also invented his own plane, race car and motorcycle. He was the first Irishman to fly in 1909. He also built the very first 4-wheeled Formula One car. Number 5. Tank. The first armored tank in the world came from Blackrock, Dublin. The tank was invented in 1911 when Winston Churchill, then Home Secretary in Britain, ordered the design of a vehicle that can withstand shrapnel and bullets, flatten barbed wire and cross trenches and muds. Modern tanks might look different to the original design, but the crucial battle buggy is still the same. Number 4. Transatlantic calls. In 1865, an Irishman established the Atlantic telegraph cable. Lord Kelvin Thomson helped in laying the cable that ran from Newfoundland to Valentia in County Kerry. His intense interest in thermodynamics and measurement of temperature also led to the development of the Kelvin scale. Number 3. Cure for leprosy. A cure for leprosy was accidentally discovered by an Irish man while he was seeking an answer to the tuberculosis problem afflicting Ireland. Vincent Berry created B663, a compound that saved 15 million people suffering from leprosy. Number 2. Portable defibrillator. Professor Frank Pentridge invented the emergency defibrillator, changing and modernizing emergency medicine in the process. In 1965, the first prototype was installed in a Belfast ambulance. Since then, emergency defibrillators have become an important first aid tool and saved a lot of lives. Number 1. Guinness World Records book. The idea came about in the early 1950s when Sir Hugh Beaver, managing director of the Guinness Brewery, attended a shooting party in County Wexford, Ireland. There, he and his hosts argued about the fastest game bird in Europe and failed to find an answer in any reference book. In 1954, recalling his shooting party argument, Sir Hugh had the idea for a Guinness promotion based on the idea of settling pub arguments and invited the twins Norris and Ross McWhirter, who were fact-finding researchers from Fleet Street, to compile a book of facts and figures. Guinness Superlatives was incorporated on 30th of November and the office opened in 2 rooms in a converted gymnasium on the top floor of Ludgate House, 107 Fleet Street. After an initial research phase, work began on writing the book, which took 13.5 90-hour weeks, including weekends and bank holidays. Little did the McWhirters know that Taking Shape was a book that would go on to become an all-time bestseller and one of the most recognized and trusted brands in the world. Over 60 years on, and the trusted Guinness World Records brand is a beloved household name. The book continues to be a bestseller each year, enjoyed through the generations. Beyond publishing, we are now a multimedia brand agency with a wide range of products and services, and a key presence across digital, events, and business solutions. The fastest game bird is the golden plover, in case you were wondering. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.